One nation under a groove. Getting down just for the funk of it. What's happening? Daht here. We're here at the Thrill of Possibility Summit, hosted by Nissan and the Black Effect Podcast Network. We're in the National African American Museum of Music. I'm gonna show you my 3 favorite exhibitions. So we start in the Wade in the Water room. This room symbolizes hope. How, you say? You gotta remember, man, in the early 1600s, when the first enslaved individuals were brought to the United States, they had their own tribal music. They had their own sounds. They had their own religion. But by the time they got here, all of that was beaten out of them. So this music, it's a sound of hope. Growing up in the church myself, like I could have been out there in the streets, but mama had me in the pews. So I can relate to the gospel music and the hope that it provides for individuals. But then we transition from hope to survival after the Civil War. We're met at a crossroads. In the words of our good brothers from Cleveland, meet me at the crossroads. See, this room was very important. This was an introduction to a lot of things. One, it was an introduction to black folks actually playing music that they wanted to play. See, up until this point, they were forced to play music just to entertain their overseers. But now, it was a freedom in the music. Because at this time, they were given freedom, but they weren't necessarily free. The only way they could express said freedom and said sadness and said happiness is in the music. That's what founded the blues. Up until that point, it was just thought that white folk would never like black folk music. Oh, but that wasn't the case. See, white folk love that blues. So much that blues created country music, as well as jazz, as well as hip hop. See, the Crossroads Room, it interconnects communities. It's actual crossroads for different cultures. This is the One Nation Under a Groove room. You dig? All jazz. It might be the smoothest room in the museum. You dig what I'm saying? And it just shows how jazz was integrated into black culture that eventually went on to the world. You even got white folk over there playing jazz music. They love the jazz. And then think about all the stars that were birthed from jazz. I mean, you think Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Miles Davis, jazz music. From ragtime and minstrel shows to civil rights and bebop. You dig what I'm saying? It's a blending of the cultures. I can't wait to see what's next in this place. This whole exhibit has made me want to just sing, dance, but this area is my space, okay? This is where the radio jockeys used to be. You dig what I'm saying to you? Big shout to black folk in radio. Big shout to the Black Effect Podcast Network. Big shout to the Thrill of Possibility Summit. And big shouts to the National African American Museum of Music right here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm about to keep going around. If you get some free time, I think you should come check it out. It's pretty doggone dope. WDIA. Signing off.
Okay. Bye.
I didn't know.